Close to this part of Spain, there are plenty of places to visit if you just travel a few miles from the Orihuela Costa area. Today we're going to introduce you to Cabo de Palos, which is situated close to La Manga, but has so much more to offer than its more famous neighbour. Cabo de Palos is the most southerly place on the Mar Menor. It is a large village with a quaint marina, which has moorings for about 100 small boats and some excellent restaurants which are renowned for serving a great selection of fresh fish. There are plenty to choose from as well, ranging from snacky type establishments to more expensive restaurants for that special occasion. In the high season and on Sundays in particular, they can get quite busy, and parking is always a bit of a problem, so make sure you get there early. The rocky coastline is an excellent place to explore, and a walk from the harbour around it is highly recommended. If you like, you can even walk all the way to the lighthouse. It will take about half an hour, but it is a wonderful way of seeing the views from the cliffs and working up a bit of an appetite before lunch. Being situated on a peninsula, Cabo de Palos is a village of contrasts. On the one side you have the rocky, deep, clear waters where divers are constantly exploring. And then on the other side, the calm, tranquil sea of the Mar Menor, with wide stretches of beaches, a favourite with families. The waters here are calm and shallow and ideal for young members of the family to play in. The Sunday morning market is a busy one with over 100 stalls selling a variety of items such as fruit, vegetables, clothes, shoes, bags and homewares, as well as several cafes which serve both breakfast and lunches. It is a favourite with the locals, and so you tend to find items that you would not normally see in the markets around the Orihuela Costa area. So if you think you have seen all that markets have to offer, then head down to Cabo de Palos, where you might be surprised at what you find. As mentioned earlier, Cabo de Palos is situated on a peninsula. It was formed during volcanic eruptions, as were the islands which surround it, and this creates a unique ecosystem which gives the Cabo de Palos area a reputation amongst divers as being one of the best diving sites in Europe. Looking at Cabo de Palos from an aerial map, fine lines of rocks can clearly be seen linking the islands, which, whilst they create an almost enclosed area between the islands and have now been declared a wildlife reserve, they also create an area which is extremely dangerous for shipping to navigate. Shelves, gullies and rock formations rising to within just 3 meters of the surface. The danger these rocks presented to shipping necessitated the creation of a lighthouse in 1865, which tops the peninsula today and is an interesting place to form the focal point for a visit to the area, giving magnificent views across the surrounding countryside, as well as being an imposing structure in its own right. It is capable of transmitting a beam of light for 40 kilometers and undoubtedly saved many lives during the time it was in service, but sadly failed to save the crew of the Sirio when it foundered in 1906. The Sirio was traveling from Spain to America, carrying the Spanish poorest of the poor in search of a better life. She should have carried 610 passengers, but is said to have had more than 1,000 on board. A bunk which should have held just one child had 4, and the captain is known to have taken on board many extra passengers at 100 pesetas a head for the journey to America. For some reason which is still not clear, the captain chose to ignore the warning of the lighthouse and charts, taking a shortcut between the islands where the waters concealed hidden rocks and hit a ridge. A massive explosion split the ship in 2, and it went down in 2 sections of deep water either side of the ridge it had hit. The captain and his crew were the first to abandon ship, leaving the frightened passengers to fight for the few lifeboats, and only the efforts of local fishermen who mounted a rescue effort saved the lives of 580, with everyone else perishing when the boat went down. To date, no one knows how many died that day, as no records were kept of the illegal passengers on board, and no further action was taken against the captain, who caused the deaths of so many through his recklessness and greed. Each year in August, a festival of habaneras is held up by the lighthouse, welcoming choirs from across the region to a celebration of choral music, with free concerts for the public to enjoy in the atmospheric setting of the lighthouse. From the lighthouse back up to the mainland, the peninsula is fringed with small rocky inlets and sheltered beaches. The Calafria beaches are right next to the lighthouse, with good drivable access and parking, and offer outstanding snorkeling facilities. They are widely used by local dive schools for those making their first dives, as the bay is shallow and sandy, yet fringed with rock formations harboring an extensive range of marine life. The marina is a lovely place to stroll on a summer's evening. It's also a pleasant spot to sit and watch the world go by, with a steady stream of pleasure boats coming and going during the summer months or sunny weekends. A jetty is popular with local fishermen and families, and a number of bars offer superb people-watching opportunities, as well as being an ideal place to soak up the busy port atmosphere. The marina is still a working fishing port, so there are fishermen coming and going, and of course the result of this is a superb range of fresh fish dishes which are available in the neighbouring restaurants. So if you want an enjoyable and interesting day out with a little exercise in the form of walking thrown in, then look no further than Cabo de Palos, which is situated on the road to La Manga and is well signposted.